What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the Money Downs. Carolina Panthers at Baltimore Ravens, Week 11. This week, I'm going to be focusing on the Ravens defense, who stifled the Panthers offense to the tune of 3 of 14 on third and fourth down. Did a great job mixing up pressure fronts, mixing up their zone coverages, a lot of split safety looks. We're able to generate pressure, rally to the football, pass off in zone. The Panthers are not a very threatening or dangerous offense at this point in time, so it was more of a good performance in the sense that the Ravens are able to stack, continue to feel out how they sort through different situations, different alignments, things of that nature. And they did a great job on first and second down, made the Panthers have to try and convert third and six or longer, 11 of those 14 instances, really eliminated the threat of the run game or the quick pass or boots or anything of the sort. So with that being said, let's take a look at the tape and see how the Ravens did it. First third down of the game that the Ravens faced defensively, we see the Panthers have this jumbo look with the big boy in the backfield, rhino package, whatever you want to call it. They run a simple power. So 64 and 63 are going to hit that. Foreman is just going to lay in. The Ravens all try and pinch in. And we see the tight end clear enough space to be able to go convert a first down. Nothing really to break down or analyze here, just short yardage play and nothing too crazy. Second down, third down of the game for the Panthers offense, and the Ravens are going to see the Panthers come out in this trips close to the formation, motion across. So you see man, because Chuck Clark follows right there, indicating he is going to cover him in man coverage. So the Ravens are giving this deep middle of the field close look, which would indicate cover one or cover zero. There's a safety back here. If it's basically if it's cover one, Patrick Queen or Roquan Smith, one of them is going to sit in the hole and the other one's going to have the back. If it's cover zero, everybody's coming, one of them is going to have the back. What we end up seeing is that Queen comes. However, it is still a cover one variation as Jason Pierre-Paul is going to drop off the line of scrimmage. We're going to see the Panthers to this side try and run a wolf concept. So they're going to try and have DJ Moore run a corner, and we're going to see them have, I believe, Chenault run an out right here, wolf concept. DJ Moore ends up having a really nice release here and looks like he might have been able to get some separation on Marlon Humphrey, who was in recovery mode, but you see Pierre-Paul bang onto him and disrupt his route, which prevents anyone from being ball ready at that time. Roquan Smith comes because he has the back stayed in to protect Patrick Queen. So now Patrick Queen works through, extends, locks out. By the time Baker comes off the top of the field, there's no possibility for him to do anything but take a sack there. So awesome play. Jason Pierre-Paul really disrupted this one. Queen does a good job fighting through Chuba Hubbard. Queen, I believe, is right about at the lead for the NFL in linebacker, off-ball linebacker sacks. So he's been a menace. And again, watch Pierre-Paul on the left side there against DJ Moore just completely disrupt his route. Knocks him well off of his path, completely stops his momentum, allows Marlon Humphrey to completely turn around on him. No one's ready for the ball. DJ Moore hasn't turned yet. Pierre-Paul is levitating. The 30-something's got some hop still. And we see Patrick Queen here just work his way through Chuba Hubbard straight up and go get the sack. Awesome stuff for the Ravens defense. One of several sacks they had in this game. Patrick Queen had a monster game. He's fired up. Third and long in the first quarter here for the Panthers. The third down of the game. We're going to see the Ravens come out in this kind of three-man look, I guess. Possibly it looks like they're going to get, all right, we're going to have these three kind of sit in these zones and maybe have these two play man on the outside. And then there's 6 guys on the line of scrimmage here. Are they going to come? Are they going to drop off? We shall see. The Ravens end up dropping 5. They have Roquan Smith go to this curl over here, hook to curl. And then we're going to see the Panthers effectively try and get everybody blocking for Laviska Shenault, who's going to come and do this downfield screen concept. We're going to watch Kyle Hamilton just slip Shi Smith. Shi Smith, not known for being a tenacious blocker necessarily. And Hamilton just keeps his eyes on the play in front of him here and slips right on through, ends the play. That's a stop. That gets the Ravens off the field. Nice and easy. Smith really kind of whiffs here. I don't think he was prepared. It looks like he was trying to maybe leverage Shenault to go outside, and Shenault doesn't just run through that way. Hamilton does a nice job here. Something I've noticed about Kyle Hamilton is that when he keeps his upper body quiet, when he's in pursuit or when he's breaking down, instead of flailing his arms around and letting himself get a little bit too ahead of himself, he is a really darn good tackler, has been here for about a month or so. So the Ravens get off the field again. I know it says second down, but it is 3rd and 6 here in the second quarter, and the Ravens are going to get off the field yet again. It's 3rd and a little bit longer than that. So we see the motion in. Panthers are again going to kind of run another wolf-ish concept, this must have been something they like for Baker Mayfield. He's going to run that deep corner and a little bit more of a sticks out here, probably like a 9-step out, something like that. And Baker throws a good ball here. The Ravens kind of showing this cover 2, middle of the field open look, cover 4, everybody all the way off, playing the sticks. And we're going to see them end up in probably a match man, I believe. Could be a cover 1, could be a cover 3. I think it's match man, cover 1. We're going to see him rotate to the middle. Chuck Clark's going to rotate down inside to take away that leverage. We kind of just have this straight up 2-on-2 here. Hamilton is going to sit and try and pass off. Baker would not have had time. What we've noticed a lot with the mugging of Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, seems like Patrick Queen's going to blitz a lot more. They probably like Smith just a little better in coverage, like Queen a little bit more as a pass rusher there. So Baker is going to get this ball in rhythm and throw a nice ball here. And Marcus Peters just plays those sticks, plays through him, forces him back. Kyle Hamilton comes and cleans it up. Peters is just all over it. You can watch his transition in his T-step here to propel himself at the bottom of the screen. It's kind of hard to see, I know, but you can see the way he's able to use that one step to trigger forward and drive his knees through. Really clean technique there from Peters to go break on the ball. Forces DJ Moore well short of the line to gain and gets the Ravens off the field. Kyle Hamilton cleans it up just in case for yet another stop. And we can see Queen is going to try and stunt so that Tyus Bowser can loop inside. So he's going to go attack and allow Bowser to go after the running back. He kind of just tries to take the guard and remove him, create as much space for Bowser to come through as he can. And if Baker didn't get the ball out then, Bowser was going to hit him in a step. So good thing he got the ball out when he did. Nice throw, but the Ravens are just all on top of it. 3rd and 7 here. Panthers driving just a little bit around midfield. And the Ravens are going to mug up, and we're going to see them in a middle of the field open look, in a cover 2, cover 4 type look a little bit here, pre-snap. And the Ravens are mugged up again. They love mugging. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, they're both going to drop out here. Marcus Peters is going to come up and play some bump and run. Marlon Humphrey is going to vision and try and get some inside leverage here. And could have taken, Baker could have taken a shot. Nothing really super wide open for him. Linebackers get good depth. And we see the two options come and leak out of the backfield here. Ian Thomas is a sniffer, and there's a back right behind him in Chuba Hubbard. And those two just both leak out, so the linebackers go play those guys. And Baker sees an opening because all 4 of the Ravens' rushers took an outside path. So really from B-gap to B-gap, there is no one. We see Owe try the swipe on the outside. Houston tries to rip around. Each interior rusher, Campbell and Bowser, both go outside track. And the Panthers' offensive line does a really nice job just letting the Ravens rush themselves out of the play. And Baker sees Hubbard, who's able to go get in the way of Patrick Queen, scrambles for a first down. 3rd and 18 here after a weird sequence. The Panthers get a chop block. Then they end up getting a snap infraction. And here they just run a screen. They try and run a tunnel screen, thrown behind DJ Moore. He didn't look terribly interested in playing in this game at times. And it's incomplete. So don't want to spend too much time here. Just a failed screen after a complete mess offensively. This is where the Panthers really started to sputter. Ravens get off the field. 3rd and 6 here, and the Ravens get off the field yet again. The Ravens come out with a 5-man front here consisting of Bowser, Jason Pierre-Paul, who's standing, Matabike, Travis Jones, and Brent Urban. We see Peters locked on DJ Moore here, Chuck Clark in the middle of the field, and then Geno Stone and Marlon Humphrey to sort out these two. Roquan Smith does kind of a delayed second rush, maybe looking for the back. Pat Queen is just going to sit tight. We're going to see the Ravens drop off Tyus Bowser, and it looks like Mayfield is trying to work DJ Moore, who is going to run a little bit of a post-corner type deal, but Chuck Clark rotates over there. Peters stays outside leverage. Stone right there as well. So it looks like he just kind of defaults to trying to throw to Thomas, and Bowser completely takes that away. So we do see Shi Smith early on from the top, kind of uncovered there, runs underneath and buzzes. It would be a little bit of a run and chase situation, but it looks like Mayfield really wanted to try and target Moore, where it did look like Moore would be able to maybe sell the post corner there. And again, a great play from Tyus Bowser. Played really well in this game. You see him just transition, get a little bit physical there. Panthers did want a flag. You see them getting a little chippy there for the flag. Thomas tries to swim through and grab and transition, and Bowser just doesn't let him. So tries to put the ball there. Bowser slows him down. Ball's not there. Ravens get off the field. 3rd and 9 here, getting into the second half, and we're going to see the Ravens steal a page out of the Miami Dolphins playbook a little bit, the rain bailout blitzes that the Dolphins like to run. The reason we know that's coming, in all likelihood, is because we see Kyle Hamilton start to get a little jumpy, and we also see a defender stacked right over him. So we should know, okay, this receiver is going to get that off-man coverage. Way to beat that would be, okay, recognize that, considering we got all these guys in line of scrimmage. This is clearly a one-on-one pressed up. Got Marlon Humphrey, who you don't really like to mess with in this game. And here, okay, if he's going to come, maybe you can buzz him under, but I'd kind of like to just flare him out. Just flare him out a little bit. Something like that. The Panthers don't check into it. I don't know if they're terribly interested. We see a couple guys drop off and try and recover. Smith instead is going to run this slant, and Baker probably still could have fit that as Roquan Smith is trying to recover. Instead, he takes the deep shot, ends up completing it. We see Marcus Peters force the receiver to take an inside path, and then he tries to undercut it, and he can't quite get there. So again, this is what the Miami Dolphins do. The answer that the Panthers have is, okay, we're going to line up this sniffer. That way, whoever comes, we're going to be able to have guys go account for them. I believe Houston and Roquan Smith and Tyus Bowser all end up dropping out here. And Baker gets good enough protection, but Kyle Hamilton, after the Ravens dictate the slide here, comes free off the edge and smacks Baker Mayfield, who's able to hang in tight and deliver a nice ball there, well placed, away from Marcus Peters for a big first down for the Panthers. One more time. Hamilton really comes in here, couldn't get there. It was just a step away from being able to disrupt that first down for the Panthers, one of their conversions in this game. Says second down again. Clock's messed up a couple times in this game, and it is actually 3rd and 10 here in the third quarter. Panthers still driving. Going to motion out of that trips. Again, motion. Man comes with, tells us it's man. We watch Chuck Clark also roll down and indicate that he's probably covering the tight end. There's a 2-by-2 up at the top, so you figure these two might be switching off passing. Whoever comes inside, Humphrey will run with. Whoever goes outside up there. We're going to end up seeing Baker make a little line check here. The Ravens are showing pressure yet again, and the pressure ends up getting picked up. We're going to see Tommy Tremble here run this corner route, and Chuck Clark is going to get too handsy. Clark had a few penalties in this one that hurt the Ravens, and ultimately going to get a clean pocket. Ravens try to do some interesting things. Covered up pretty decently all around. Probably could have tried to go up top as well, but where Baker goes with the ball, Chuck Clark gets a handful right there. You can see he is turning on Tremble. Right here, you can kind of see hand across the chest, Tremble falling down because of it, pulling on him, and gets the Panthers a first down. Here we see that everybody comes except for Chuck Clark, and Panthers do a good job picking up this exchange. Feels like Baker checked the protection there possibly. They're going to try and cross-dog Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Bozeman does a nice job, as well as Hubbard stepping up to it. Nobody else wins cleanly, gives Baker enough time, and Chuck Clark probably did want to be handsy there, hoping that this blitz would get home before that happened, but it did not, and he was a little too physical there. Flag gets thrown, new set of downs for the Panthers. Long here, 3rd and 13 down in the red zone. The Ravens end up getting a red zone stop. Did a great job on 1st and 2nd down. You'll notice that now that we're deeper and almost at the last of these, the Ravens haven't been in a lot of 3rd and short or really a ton of 3rd and mediums either. So we see, again, the Panthers clearly worried about protecting Baker against some pressure fronts. So they have Thomas in as the sniffer and the back on the same side to help sort to the numbers side of the Ravens defense. They end up running a 3-man route concept. Up here, we get that. Down here, we get just a little in. And pressure gets to Baker a little bit. Nothing terribly open. The Ravens aren't going to bring a ton of pressure either. So we're going to see these two able to keep vision on Terrace Marshall up here. And really the only option is if Baker was able to kind of keep a little calmer in the pocket. Maybe he's able to work his eyes through that way. Justin Houston ends up getting a hand on him, makes him feel rushed, and he just takes off. The game is 3-0 at this point, so probably didn't want to turn the ball over. Has to run away kind of from where all of his receivers are going. Receivers are all breaking to the right, other than Moore, who's still on the far side of the field. And Baker just tries to take off, loses the battle to try to win the war here. And we'll see what the Ravens do up front. Queen ready to kind of stay, second delay, get something out of the backfield. We're going to see Justin Madubuike loop all the way across this way, and he's able to get in Baker's vision as Justin Houston tries to rip around Daquanu, is able to turn and corner just enough to get a hand on Baker, make him feel some pressure, and able to force Baker to have to scramble all the way and get off the field here on 3rd and 13 in the red zone. 3rd and 14 here after a Panthers false start. And we're going to see the Ravens go with that pressure, then bubble look. Again, you can kind of see the 3 defenders in the middle of the field. 1, 2, 3 here. And we got Stevens and Peters on the outside. Panthers are going to be running some little double move over here, something else. Baker sees all this pressure. He's been hit quite a few times. And we see Blackshear, the running back, just chip and then leak out. And Baker kind of just gives up and tries to go let him make a play. Does make Chuck Clark miss, who had a pretty brutal game. I think he had a trifecta of penalties in different ways this game, and see him miss. But then Roquan Smith chases it down, and nothing too crazy here. Ultimately, I think Chuck Clark did sustain an injury. Roquan with a little friendly fire there. Comes in, gets stuffed, and chases down and boom, lays the wood. Roquan Smith, very explosive in space. Pop! 4th down. 3rd and 17 here, late in the 4th quarter. We see the Ravens play kind of a sticks prevent look. The Panthers are in 4-down territory, so we're going to see them run kind of all vertical concepts from this trips at the bottom of the screen. And then we see a little bit of a double move for Terrace Marshall, and then the back is going to just check out. Since the Ravens are playing so conservatively, Baker wisely gets the ball into the flats and lives to die on 4th down instead. Patrick Queen wraps up here. He's fired up. He thinks he might have gotten off the field. Slams the back down. The Ravens rush 4. We see a little bit of a inside move from Jason Pierre-Paul that lets Calais Campbell wrap around. So again, Baker just fires it over there. Queen wraps up quickly, slams the ball carrier down. Now 4th down, and we see the Ravens just generate pressure, using so many pressure fronts to overwhelm this kind of young Panthers attack and just completely swarm Baker Mayfield here. We can go back through another trips, kind of same formation or alignment. And it looks like they were looking for a quick little hitter to Shi Smith potentially. And Baker kind of wanted 84 over the middle of the field. That gets completely taken away. And the Ravens pass rush gets there again. So we can take a look at that pass rush. Great day for this Ravens pass rush. We see them mugging. They did a ton, looking like Mike Zimmer's defense. They bring Queen. Roquan Smith turns and carries vertical as they stunt. Marlon Humphrey comes through, and Baker has to duck underneath of Humphrey's sack, which allows Jason Pierre-Paul to just go clean up and get the sack. Ravens get off the field yet again in great field position, so we can watch that. Bowser comes in, cuts inside. Humphrey, they bring the pressure off the edge. Everybody wrap around. Campbell was right there too. They just totally overwhelmed the Panthers' offensive line. 3rd and 6 here, late in the game. The Ravens put the game away. They just go with a basic cover 2 look here. You can see the 2 high safeties. They're going to take these deep halves, and everybody's going to vision the ball underneath in these zones while Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. Roquan sits in the hole a little bit. Queen's going to take the backside, kind of maybe man the back a little bit more. Panthers have trips up here. They just go with a very basic out and up, and just nothing going. Broderick Washington doesn't get home, does a good job getting his hands up, deflects it right to Jason Pierre-Paul for the Ravens' 3rd forced turnover of the game. They finish with a bunch of sacks, a bunch of turnovers, only allowing 3 points on the day. We can see a nice conservative rush here. Just working through, making sure Baker can't run. Pierre-Paul goes up for it. They're looking for the bat. They're looking to make him sit in the pocket and throw. He's a shorter guy. Washington just swats it right to Jason Pierre-Paul. Game over. The Ravens close this one out.